Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to make an Easter fruit loaf, a braided loaf, and this is for Easter. I was going to do hot cross buns, but I've done those several times in the past, the traditional ones with the sultanas, raisins and mixed peel and spices, and they're the only type I like. I don't like all these concocted ones in the supermarkets with blueberries and chocolate chips and apricots and all this sort of thing. I just like the traditional ones. So I thought rather than make those, I would use the same ingredients and make a loaf of bread, so with the same flavours, which would be perfect for toasting and such like. And I would simply make the loaf, but I would plait it or braid it so that it has some shape to it. So with that said, I'll go on to the ingredients. And for this I have 550 grams, which is 3 2/3 cups, based on scooping packed flour into a 250 milliliter cup of strong white bread flour. I have an additional 30 grams, 3 tablespoons of that strong white bread flour, which I may need or I may not. That's to add in if I need it. I have 170 millilitres, which is 3/4 cup minus 2 teaspoons of lukewarm water, and mine is at about 42 degrees at the moment Celsius, which would be about 105 to 110 Fahrenheit. I have 60 grams, 3 tablespoons of honey, 2 medium eggs and 1 medium egg yolk. That would be large in the USA. I have 84 grams, which is 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which I have melted. I have 1 egg for an egg wash, and then 40 grams, 1/4 cup of chopped mixed peel, 50 grams, 1/3 cup of sultanas, and 50 grams, 1/3 cup of raisins. And I have just soaked those for 30 minutes in hot water, and then I've drained them and patted them dry. That's just so that they swell up and soften a little bit. I have 6 grams, 3 teaspoons of mixed spice, 2 grams, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 12 grams, 4 teaspoons of instant yeast, and 9 grams, 1½ teaspoons of salt. And the first thing we need to do is to make our dough. And to make the dough, I'm going to use my stand mixer, and I'm going to put my water in, and I have beaten my eggs and my egg yolk, and I'm going to pour those in as well, and the melted butter, which has cooled down. Along with the honey, and the yeast. I'm just going to give those a mix together. And that's good enough, only a few seconds just to get those a little bit combined. And then I'm going to put about half of my flour in. And I'll add my salt onto that as well. And before I add the remaining flour, what I'm going to do is put my mixed spice and cinnamon into that remaining flour, and I'm just going to give that a bit of a stir through. It will mix nicely anyway in the mixer, but just to get it distributed a little bit. And I'm then going to put that in as well. And I'm going to mix that into a shaggy dough. So just for a few seconds until it becomes a shaggy dough. And that's the shaggy dough. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the speed, and I'm going to knead that until it becomes a soft and stretchy dough. And that could take 8 minutes, it could take 12 minutes, but I want it nice and smooth and stretchy. And once that's done, I'm going to add the fruit in and get that combined. Now, as I'm kneading this, if I think it's too sticky, I will add a little bit of my remaining flour, and I'll add that maybe a tablespoon at a time until the dough is not sticky, basically. But it depends on how absorbent the flour is on the day that you're using it. So I'll knead this until it's smooth and stretchy. So my dough is now very smooth and it's nice and stretchy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gradually add in my fruits, which I have mixed together. So I'm just going to put a little bit in, and I'll knead it, and then I'll add some more and knead it until it's distributed nice and evenly. So that's fairly evenly distributed, and what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to take my dough knife out of the bowl, and then my roller, and I'm actually just going to leave my dough in the bowl like that, and I'm going to cover it and leave it to proof in that bowl until it has doubled in size. Now, you can take the dough out of the bowl and put it into a greased bowl and cover that, and just leave it in a warm place until it's doubled in size. That can take an hour, it can take 2 hours, but I will come back once it's doubled in size and we'll go on to the next step. My dough has doubled in size and it's quite puffy now, so I'm going to tip that out onto my work surface. I'll just scrape down the bowl because the fruit has actually made the dough slightly more tacky than it otherwise was. And then I'm going to divide that into 3 pieces, and I think they will be about 380 grams for each piece. And there I have my 3 pieces, and I'm going to roll those into a rope, 3 ropes, which will be maybe about 16 inches long, which would be 40 centimetres. So I'll turn my mat round to start that. And I ought to say that with this dough, because I've got the fruit in it, I'm not expecting it to be entirely smooth as it bakes. It might split a bit because the fruit will give room for it to split. But I'm hoping that it will still taste perfectly good. So I have my 3 ropes like that, and I'm simply going to plait those together. Just like that, fairly roughly. And as you can see, there's a line here which is likely to open up, and there's one here as well because of the fruit. Now if I could take that piece of fruit out, I may be able to just close that up, but I'm not going to worry about it at all if it splits, because it's going to taste perfectly good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that onto a baking tray, and I'm going to cover it with some lightly greased plastic wrap, and I'm going to leave it until it has become very, very puffy. That could take an hour and a half, it could take 2 hours. And as that time comes to an end, I'm going to preheat my oven to 190 degrees Celsius, 170 Celsius with a fan, 375 Fahrenheit, and then I will come back just as the oven is coming up to temperature, and I'm going to brush the braided loaf with egg, and then I'll come back and we'll brush the top with some beaten egg, and we'll do that twice, and then we'll bake it. I've let my dough proof now for about an hour and a quarter, and it has puffed up quite nicely, and I can see that it is going to split a little bit, but as I said, that doesn't matter. So I've beaten my egg, and I'm going to brush 1 coat of egg over the entire surface. So that's brushed over. I'm going to leave that for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to brush it again in exactly the same way, and then I'm going to put it into the oven, and I'm going to bake it for between 25 and 30 minutes at that temperature of 190 degrees Celsius, 170 Celsius with a fan, 375 Fahrenheit, and it should reach a temperature of about 90 degrees Celsius, which is 194 degrees Fahrenheit, and that will tell me that it's baked all the way through. Then I'll take it out of the oven and put it onto a wire rack and allow it to cool down completely before I come back and show you the result. I baked my plaited Easter bread for the full 30 minutes, and I tested the internal temperature and it was fine. So I took it out of the oven, and it browned nicely on the top, and it did split a little bit as I said it was likely to. So I'll show you what it looks like. I've actually cut it open and cut a few slices so that you can see the inside, and I've actually eaten a little bit, but I'll have a taste of this piece which I've put some butter on. Usually I would toast this, but I'll have a taste of it like this. That's very, very good. It has the sort of texture of a hot cross bun to it, slightly dense because of the eggs and the butter, but very, very soft. You get the warming spice as well, and that lovely fruity flavour. So this is perfect for slicing and eating just as I am, or for toasting as well. A great alternative to a hot cross bun. So that's going to be it for this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there'll be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to a link for the recipe, and I'll put a link below the video as well, and I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.